Assalamu alaikum. This is Mohammed Rameez and you are watching Flutterfluency. So today we are gonna talk about custom actions. So in the previous video, if you have watched my previous video, we have discussed custom functions. Like we have wrote this code, and we have discussed the custom function, how the custom function works, and how we create the custom function. We have discussed pretty four-step simple four steps. So if you have not watched that video, so you can go back and watch that video, because you will be getting confused if you watch this video, because custom functions and actions both are work like same, but there is a major difference between these two things, which I'm gonna discuss right now. So if you don't know about custom functions, so you will not be able to get my point. Okay, so yeah, let's begin. So let's talk about custom actions. This as similar, so you need to click on in the connect section, you need to click on sixth option, which is this, the same similarly just like custom function. So let me collapse all of these things. Okay, so you can see that here we have an option custom action, so you need to click on that option, so it will expand the custom action. Okay, so I have wrote one custom action for you, which I'll be describing you, and then we will be creating our own custom function. So let's begin. Okay, so first of all, there is a four-step method which you need to do to achieve custom actions. So why custom actions are used? Because it's just like the same we are doing in the custom function. In the custom function, we can simply write this code in a custom function as well. There isn't any issue. We can simply write this code here. So why there is a need of custom action? Why we use custom actions, not a custom function? Or why we use custom function separately and custom action separately? So the thing is that if we want to use a function, and we want that this function can be execute this function, when this function is executed, and we will be getting the response, then the next thing can work. Okay, so in an hierarchical manner, when we are getting the result of this custom function, then we can do another thing. Okay, if this kind of things we want, then we need to create a custom action, because custom action is basically a future function. Okay, so if let's suppose we want to do a login, we want to create a login custom login authentication, we want to create a code, we want to creating a custom action of logins. So we know that when we click on button, so it will do validation based upon the specific code that we have written, and when we get a success result, then we proceed further. Okay, so if we want that kind of behavior, we want to call a function, then we want, okay, you do your calculations, we are waiting, and then when your calculation is over, so you can tell me, yeah, it works for us or not. If it's worked for us, then we do this thing, otherwise we do this thing. So that kind of behavior we mostly do custom actions, not custom functions. Okay, so let's talk about how we create custom functions. So just like the same, we need to click on custom actions here, and when you click on custom actions, so it will pop up this kind of behavior. So you can simply write here, maybe you can write login login firebase login firebase. Let's suppose I'm creating a custom action of firebase, and I want that when we click on the specific button, so it will hit the request to the firebase, and when the firebase throws the result, either an error or a success message, then we can proceed based upon the conditionality. We can also add a conditional action based upon their custom actions result. Okay, so login firebase, and I want to return a value which is boolean. uh, I only want that if it's success, login success, then it's true, otherwise it's false. So that's why i'm I'm adding returning the value of boolean. Then I need to define two arguments. One is, let's suppose, email, which is string and nullable, and other one is password, which is also string, not nullable. Okay, so basically what we are doing, we are passing two things, one is email, one is password, into the into the arguments or a parameters, then we are also adding a return value. So after doing these three things, so what we did, we create a custom action, then we change the name. First step. Second step, change the return type. Third step, add arguments. Fourth step, go above and you will be able to see this green button. You can simply click on this green button. When you click on this green button, so it will generate a code based upon the values that you have written. You can see that this is a future function, which I was telling you earlier. Future functions mean it will wait, okay, sync, okay. So it will wait until I get the response from the database, or until my calculation is over. It will not allow any other functions to proceed, okay. So I'm gonna simply copy this code. After doing this thing, the fourth step is done. Now you go to the code copilot, and you can write that create Firebase login authentication code and return true if success. I just added a prompt to my AI code assistant. You can simply add this prompt, and then you need to click on this button, and now you need to wait for it. Okay, so if I scroll down, or okay, so here you can see that the copilot has written a code which is enclosed in a try catch. So it's asking for Firebase sign in with the email and password, which is a Firebase we can say the function. So where the email and password is passing through the parameters, and then we are returning the value if it is either true or false. Okay, so I can simply copy action, yes, and when I click yes, so it will be copied there. Okay, so the next step is you need to click on save actions. Click on save actions. This is step number 5. When you click on save actions, then now you need to check either your custom action have an error or not. You can simply click on this button. So if it's an error, so it will throw an error, otherwise it will allow you to move forward. So let's wait for it. Okay, in the meantime, let me tell you, apart from the backend part, we can also use custom actions not for the backend, but we can also if we want to do the front end calculations or front end stuff, and the we want the action to be wait until my calculation is completed, so you can also use custom actions. Okay, so you can see that my custom action has been failed because this might be because I have not imported the dependency. So yeah, this red button is basically for the failure. So you can see that if you scroll down, you will be able to see from here add dependency. So you can see that basically I have created my data type. This is my data type which I am returning. So this is my data type, and then I am assigning the 3 to 4 values, and now I have wrote this code through AI using this caption or prompt, sorry. So the code copilot has wrote this code for me and returning the value data type in the form of data type. So yeah, that kind of thing we can do. And what the things comes up, so what the things comes up is that you can see that I have used this query in a home page. So if I open my dark mode, and then okay, yeah, fine. So you can see that when you click on this calculate BMI button, so I want that on the click of this button, I want function to be do some calculations, and then when the calculation is done, then it can show the value. So what I did is that I have simply add an action here. If I open this thing, so you can see that in a custom action, so if I want to do calculations in a custom action, another thing is that you will not be able to add functions here. Okay, in a custom action panel, trigger action panel, you will not be able to add custom functions. Let's search custom function. You can see that there is no custom function here because custom function is only for front end part. You can assume this thing just like this. So if I want to do if I want to convert centimeters to any other inches or something like that, so I can create a custom function, and I can pass the value into the custom function, and it will do on a runtime. But if I want, when I click on some specific button, specific action do, and results comes up, if the result is this, then you need to do this, otherwise this. If that kind of scenario is happening, so you need to create a custom function. Simple. Okay, so here you can see that custom function is not searchable because it's not exist. Okay, so but if we are gonna talk about custom action, so you can see that is custom action is there. We can add custom actions just like the same we have added above. So if I open this thing, so you can see that I have selected my custom action, and then I have assigned the values which I want. So the height, age, gender, with the weight. So all of the values, when all of the values are done, so I need to assign uh, action output variable value. Okay, let's suppose BMI, because I know that when this custom action is done, so it will return a value. Okay, so that value, why I know this thing, because I have already returned a value. So let me delete this function because it's throwing an error. So okay, so because we already know that we have yeah we already know that we are returning this data type. Okay, so this data type would be saved when this function is completed, when the calculation of this function is completed. So this value, data type, would be saved in this variable BMI. Okay, let's suppose we want to show BMI on the screen. So what we need to do, so we want to show this calculations on the screen. So what we need to do, let's suppose I'm gonna create a new page. Maybe let's suppose I'm gonna create a new page. um, Score, BMI score, maybe we can say BMI SCORE, BMI score. This is a new page for which I want to show the values, but the thing is that I have not created any video about page parameters. So right now we are not gonna use this page because this topic is you will see in upcoming videos, so I don't want to confuse you. So we can use, for now we can use any other way. We can use snack bar. So let's suppose when when this calculation is done, so I want to show the data in the form of snack bar. So you can simply go to alerts notification, then show snack bar, and in the snack bar I want to show my data of this, or response of this calculation. So I can simply click on it here, and you can see that action output. So you can simply click on action output. When I click on the action output, so this is a symbol of data type, so it means that BMI containing data type. If I click on it, so you can see that it's data structure field. That's what I want. Okay, so yeah, we are getting these values. So what I need to do, I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna add combine text. Then we can say status, then we can pass the value of this, then we can say space and BMI, then we can again pass this value which is index. So I also want to pass the BMI index. So that's it, and the color would be blue, and text color would be the same, or maybe we can change it. Not okay, it's blue, fine. Yeah, so that's it. So the only thing we need to do is we need to go to, okay, just a second. Okay, so only thing we need to do is we need to go to initial page, and here you can see that entry page would be home page. Now we can simply run it to see if this page is working or not. in the meantime we can check the logic, but the logic is created. Okay, so you can see that I was curious about the thing, uh, how gender is differentiating the values. So here you can see the AI has created if else check on gender. So if the gender is true, which means that is it's male. So I think male or female, let's see. When I click on this button, so I'm assigning male is false, female is true. Okay, fine. So if the gender is true, which means that female, then we can show this thing, otherwise this thing. Okay, so let's wait for it. So that's how custom actions basically work. If I want to create this same function in a custom function, so I can create this thing on a custom functions as well, but I will not be able to use here when I click on the button, on this button. So I want that my calculation would start working and show the result, but it's not allowing me to show the result. Okay, so that's why I use this thing, custom actions, and that's exactly the purpose of the custom action, because it will wait until your calculation is done. Or you can also do one more thing. Let's test it out first. Ignore the coloring part, so because it's in dark mode. So what we need to do, we need to click on female, let's suppose, and the height is this, weight is, we can say, the weight is, it's I have set by default is 0, weight is 50, age is 22. Okay, let's calculate BMI, and you can see that status is normal because the color is same, so that's why we can't see this thing. So what we can do, we're going to change the color, here, and we can say white, and upon white we can have a text of black. So let's reload the screen and test now. So you have seen that how the calculation done. The button waits until my calculation is done. When the calculation is done, then it passes and it navigated towards the other step, which is our snack bar. So you can see that I'm gonna select now male, and height is this, and weight, I'm gonna say the weight is 32, age is 12. Now click on it. You can see that the status is underweight and BMI is 5.9. So let's change the weight to 40, 50. Now calculate. So you can see that it's still underweight and BMI is 9.2. So maybe the height is more. So you can see that. Okay, so let's do 140. Now calculate. You can see now status is normal and BMI is 25. Okay, if I'm gonna shorter the height, so it would be obese now. Yeah, you can see obese because the shorter person has more weight, which obviously means that it's overweight. So you can see it's obese. But if we are gonna decrease the weight, it's still obese because it's a female. But if we go to the man part, then it's still obese. And if we increase the height, calculate, you can see that generally obese, like it's nearly obese, not to completely obese. So that's how the custom action works. I hope you understand the logic. So basically it's simple. You can take it as simple. Whatever you do in custom function, you can also do in custom actions. Mostly things, not all things. You will not be able to do Firebase await kind of logics which I have created right now. So if you want to do backend custom functions, so you will not be able to do it here, because these are not await functions. So these are future functions, and these wait until the next process. Okay, so till the calculation is completed. Okay, so that's how it's work. And if you still have any questions, so you can feel free to ask me, and I'll happy to answer your question. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.